So before we are going for MATLAB based output, so we will not have to do MATLAB to do this root locus, because all the MATLAB results that I want to show you, I have cut and pasted in one document. So that document I will give it to you and you can verify. So code also, it's a code of 4 lines. So that code will be given to you and we have to enter in MATLAB this GS. So HS is generally taken as 1. So as soon as you give GS and you give a command of rlocus, you will get to see the root locus exactly the way it looks in this theory. So we will do first theory, because there are 8 steps and we know 7 steps. One step we don't know, that is the step of angle of arrival and angle of departure. So let's see whether we can go up till that point or not. Okay. So this is the most difficult level of, or highest difficult level of numerical that you can get. So we know that root locus is nothing but GS will be given to us. HS if not given, you have to assume HS equal to 1. So in this case, GSHS or open loop transfer function of GS is given as K by S, S plus 1, S plus 3, S plus 4. That means there are 4 real poles and there is no 0. So difficulty level we will keep on increasing by adding 0 to the system, or adding imaginary kind of poles and 0 to the system. So this is the simplest kind of numerical you are doing. That is only real poles are there. So this is the easiest level. Next will be, I will keep on adding zeros. So 1 0, 2 0, 3 0 in systems. And next level will be adding imaginary poles. And next level will be adding imaginary zeros. Whenever I am adding imaginary pole and 0, you have to do the 7th step. In breakaway point also there will come some complexity, how to resolve that. So all those things we have to see. But every numerical will teach you something different. So we started with second order numerical. First we did hand calculation, k divided by s into s plus 4, it was there. Next we had done k divided by s plus 1 into s plus 2. That was again the 2 real poles. But how was it different? Because we have shifted the whole root locus. Initially it was starting from k is equal to 0 for that numerical k divided by s into s plus 4. Then we had taken k divided by s plus 1, s plus 2. The whole part we had taken to the left side. And that we solved by the standard 8-step method. So first we had seen the 8-step method. And after seeing the 8-step method, then we had went on solving how to do the 2 real pole root locus by using that 8-step method. So first we had done the method, and then I explained to you what are the 8 steps. And after that, I had explained what was the 3 real pole case. So 3 real pole case we had seen last day, that is yesterday, and we had found there that the 3 real pole system is marginally conditioned, marginally stable. Okay, or condition, sorry, not marginally stable. It is called as conditionally stable. I'm sorry. What is meant by absolute stable system? So 2 real pole system was absolute stable. So all the 2 real pole system, if the poles are in the left hand side or one is on 0 and one is left hand side, all the real pole 2 real pole system will be finding that they're absolutely stable. And 3 real pole system, all the 3 real pole systems will be finding that they are conditionally stable. So up to a certain value of k, the root locus will lie in the left hand side. At a certain value of k, the root locus will touch the j omega axis, and greater than that value, root locus will cross the j omega axis and enter in the right hand side of j omega axis. So that is applicable for all 3 real pole system which are in the left hand side. Now you can do the same thing by putting 2 real pole negative side, 1 real pole right hand side of S plane. That means you can take the poles as -1, -2 and +4. So when you will be doing in MATLAB, करके देखो क्या आता है. So yesterday we had taken 3 real poles, 0, -3, -6. We had found that -6 pole is going to the negative infinity as k is increased. We found that from 0 and -3 they were coming closer to each other. So listen to all the lectures, or at least see the notes which are uploaded. So from 0 it was coming to the left side for increment with k. For -3 it was coming to the right side. They were meeting at a same point. that was minus 1.27, and then they were going in the imaginary axis direction. And for k is equal to 162, or for omega marginal of 4.24 radian per second, the root locus was crossing the geometric axis. So that was called as marginal gain or marginal frequency at which root locus has started showing the instability property. So k value greater than 162, root locus will enter the right hand side of S plane, and that will make the system unstable. Today we are going to see there are four. So instead of three, there are four real roots. They are at s is equal to 0, s is equal to minus 1, s is equal to minus 3, and s is equal to minus 4. So in this case, p minus z is equal to 4. Now what happens? Okay, so how the root locus looks. Very funny kind of thing you will see. And for any four real root, so somebody gives you, suppose s is equal to minus 3, s is equal to minus 7, s is equal to minus 19, and s is equal to minus 35. ये चार root तुमको दिया. And tell me how is the root locus. So the look and the shape of the root locus will remain same. Only thing is calculation will become calculation steps are same, only the values will become different. So there will be two breakaway points. In this case you will find, and there will be two cases when the roots will come, because all are poles given, there is no zero, and I told you that p is equal to 4 and z is equal to 0. What is meant by that? There are four paths of root locus. That means there will be four locus or four paths. One path will start from s is equal to 0, another path will start from s is equal to minus 1, another path will start from s is equal to minus 3, and another path will start from s is equal to minus 4. So root locus always starts from pole and ends at 0. This you have to understand. So in this case, there are no direct 0 given. That means what is hypothetically assumed, that there are four zeros, because there are four poles, that's why there are four zeros. Though it is not shown, you have to assume that those four zeros are at infinity. So that means one path will start from s is equal to 0 and go to infinity. Another path will start from s is equal to minus 1, that is pole, start with infinity. So this all these four poles initially at k is equal to 0, there are four poles, 0, minus 1, minus 3, and minus 4. They will start at these points, and with increment in the gain, so when k is equal to infinity, all these four things will end up in four zeros, which are there kept at infinity. Let us start the process, and we are going to follow the 8-step rule, and 7th step we will not have to do. So this you can say here that all the poles are real poles, and there is no zero in this case. There is no imaginary zero, there is no imaginary pole, hence step number 7 is not needed to be done. So only we have to do 7 steps. Step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 8. 8th step is finding the stability condition, or k marginal and omega marginal. So I think you cannot even imagine now how the root locus will look like. But yes, we have done for 3 root to root locus, 3 pole root locus. It will look somewhat like that, but there is another pole. What happens? So let us solve this numerical. So I will just make it a little large, and these are the steps. So first thing, you have to plot all the four points at k is equal to 0. So at k is equal to 0, you are plotting 0, minus 1, minus 3, and minus 4. So draw the poles and zeros. So these are the four poles. There is no 0. 0 means root of the numerator polynomial. So there is no polynomial at numerator, only numerator gain k is there. So k is the system gain, and that we can control. And hs equal to k divided by s into s plus 1, s plus 3, s plus 4. There you substitute any value of s and you get a certain value. Okay, so that is the value of ts. That is output by input. That is different, and k is the gain that we are controlling. Okay, so k is independent of s. We are not uh, keeping k as a function of s. Okay, so ts value, or gshs value, I'm sorry, not ts, gshs value is a function of s. So that is the frequency dependent gain, that is k divided by s into s plus 1, s plus 3, s plus 4. Okay, so that is a frequency dependent gain, and k is the dc gain. K is controlled by the design of the system. So these two things are different. One is k by this, that is output by input. That is different thing. There is GSHS, and another is only the value of k. K is the system. Here, first we will plot all the poles. So at k is equal to 0, this is the first pole, 0, -1, -3, and -4. Now the rules are, so there are a lot of rules. It will keep on coming. Even till the last example also rules will keep on coming because root locus is like that only. Whenever there are two poles which are intermediate to each other, in this case you are finding there are two poles, okay, that means there will be a breakaway point here. So that is the first thing. That means this -1 will keep on going to the right hand side, 0 will keep on going to the left hand side, they will collide and they will exactly the same thing that happened for three pole system. Okay. So as you are increasing the gain, -1 will keep on coming to the right hand side, 0 will keep on going to the left hand side. For a certain gain k critical, so here they will be finding there are two k critical for one value. These two poles will collide at one point which is called as a breakaway point, and after that if you are increasing the value of gain, the position of, so this -1 will come here, get collided coming down, and will come and cut the geometric axis below. The 0 will keep on coming to the left, collide at breakaway point. Whatever gain is there, that is called as k critical. So k divided by s into s plus 1, s plus 3, s plus 4 mod is equal to 1. There you have to substitute that value of breakaway point and you are getting what is the value of k critical. So here for this pair of poles there will be one k critical, and this pair of poles -3 -4 there will be another k critical. So there will be two gains maybe for which we will be finding that, because there are two breakaway points, there will be two gains for which we will find that root locus roots will collide. So there will be two root locus, there will be two hyperbolic kind of a thing. Okay, so one will come from here, shape we have seen yesterday. So the same thing will be applicable here. So -1 will come right, 0 will come left, breakaway point. Then this 0 will, this 0 pole, this pole right hand side, this will expand and it will go like this first minus infinity. And this -1 also will collide, come down, and it will go like this. What will happen to this -3 and -4? Same thing, but maybe at different values. Okay, so this -4 also will come here, right hand side, and -3 also will go left in the left hand side. They will collide at a point. And after that, what we will find is this root locus is bending towards the geometric axis. Here also there will be another that arc kind of a thing. Okay, whatever arc we had seen yesterday between this point. So this arc was going and bending towards the geometric axis, but here you'll be finding that arc will be opposite side of geometric axis. That means they will be going deep into the geometric axis. So more is the gain. This -3 and -4, they will come collide, meet at a certain point, breakaway point. Then they will go up and the bend will be towards the minus infinity. That is real value of minus infinity. So this 1 and -0, they will create an arc which will bend towards the omega axis. This -4 and -3, they will create an arc which will be bending opposite the geometric axis. So how will the root locus look like? I will show you the last image after all the steps. This is how the root locus looks like. Okay, so you'll be finding that one breakaway point is coming at -0.42. -0.42 is in between 0 and 1. So this root locus will come from here. So the arrows are very important. Whenever you are drawing root locus, if you are not showing the arrow, means tomorrow root locus wrong hai. Okay, so always you have to show the arrow because this is locus. Locus means path. That means with the increment with k, how is that root or which path the root is following. So that is very important. So this 0 will come here and this -1 root will come here. That means we are increasing the value of k. This initially whatever for k is equal to 0, -1 was there, that will change its path. It will come slowly to the right side and they will collide at -0.42. So one k critical we can calculate here. So in that equation, k divided by s into s plus 1, s plus 3, s plus 4, I would request you to substitute -0.42. S is equal to -0.42. So what is the equation? S divided sorry, k divided by s into s plus 1, s plus 3, s plus 4. This whole mod is equal to 1. Substitute there, s is equal to -0.42. Calculate the value and you have to tell me. So that is k critical 1. So this is how the root locus looks like for 0 and -1. So it will go here. You are finding that at gain of 26.25, this gain we will find by using Raoult-Hurwitz criteria, or input frequency 1.22 radian per second. So at Either you find omega mar and calculate k mar from there, mar means marginal, or generally we find that by root locus we find k marginal. From there we find omega marginal. Steps was shown to you today also, now also I will show it to you. So first we calculate k marginal, that means 26.25. The system is stable because these two you are finding that this root -4 and -3. Okay, initially for k is equal to 0 it is like that. Then as I'm increasing the value of gain k, what happens is that uh, they are going and meeting at k critical 2. So if you are substituting s is equal to -0.42, you will find k critical 1. If you are substituting k is equal to -3.858, you will find k critical 2. And I think these two values will be same. This is my hunch feeling. I don't know. Maybe different. So they will collide at -3.58. And after that, you will be finding that the bend. So this is -4 will bend upward and -3 will bend downward. I don't know. So it is possible that -3 also might go upward and -4 might come downward. So we don't know. Only MATLAB can tell us that. Okay, because MATLAB they will be drawing these things with color. Okay, so whether -3 is going like this and going upward, or -3 is going like this and coming downward, or -4 is coming here and going upward, or -4 is coming here and coming downward, we don't know. Okay, but at least you can say that the root locus will look like this. So what are the two breakaway points? One is -0.42, another is -3.58. These are the breakaway points. Centroid we can calculate. There will be one centroid, and 2x plus 1 into 180 divided by p minus z. So in this case, p minus z is 4. So 180 by 4 is 45. Now 2x plus 1, actually I am calculating the centroid angles. So there will be 4 centroid angles. One is 45, another is 135 degree. Another is this angle. So this is 225 degree, and another is this angle, which is 315 degree. So if there are two root locus, p minus z is 2. In that case, the centroid angles will be 90 and 270 degree. If there are p minus z is 3, that means there are 3 root locus. That means there are 3 poles from which root locus is exiting and going to the zeros which are kept at infinity. So in that case, there are 3 root locus. The angles are 60 degree, 180 degree, and 300 degree. If there are 4 root locus, in this case, we are finding that the 4 asymptotic angles are 45 degree, 135 degree, this one 225 degree, and 315 degree. What is the formula? 2x plus 1 multiplied by 180 degree, the whole divided by p minus z. So p minus z is 4 here, so 180 by 4 is 45. So actually in this case it is 45 into 2x plus 1. So x is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3. Keep on substituting. If you are substituting x is equal to 0, you will find 45. 2x plus 1. If you are substituting x is equal to 1, that means this is 3 into 45, that is 135. 2x plus 1, x is equal to 2, that means it is 5 into 45, that is 225. And for x is equal to 3, it is 7 into 45, that is 315. So all those steps are there. I have shown you what is the final result, and this you could not imagine. Okay, right? So just looking at the root locus, you could not imagine that 3 and -4, they are called as absolutely stable pole. Why absolutely stable? Because initially for k is equal to 0, they are in the left hand side. As I am increasing the value of k infinity, so at k infinity, this -3 maybe will go to the minus infinity. -4 also will go to the minus infinity, because they are bent. They are bending towards the negative real part of the geometric axis. That means always this -3 and -4 will be confined in the left hand side of S plane. So that's why -3 and -4 are called as absolutely stable roots or absolutely stable poles. But 0 and -1, these two poles are called as conditionally stable pole. Why? Because for gain less than 26.25, that means up to the gain k marginal 26.25, at 26.25 the this roots, that means 0 is going up to here, so at 26.25 the root will be crossing the geometric axis. So till 26.24 all the 4 roots are in the left hand side of S plane. That is 0 is like this, but still it is before, till k is equal to 26.24. This -1 also coming here, and it is somewhere very close to the geometric axis but not touching the geometric axis. But as soon as k is greater than 26.25, that means as soon as k is 27, let's say, or 26.3, let's say, what you will find is 2 roots will be there in the right hand side of S plane. two roots will be there in the left hand side of S-plane. That means for gain, system gain k greater than 26.25, the system will become unstable because two roots will lie in the right hand side of S-plane, complex conjugate roots, and two roots 3 and 4, minus 3 and minus 4, they are always in the left hand side. तो ये लेके हम बात ही नहीं करेंगे because this is always stable. And you can see that for all these four paths, one is starting from 0 going to infinity, another is starting from minus 1 and going to the infinity, another is starting from minus 3 going to the infinity, another is minus 4 to the infinity. For all these paths, there are guiding lines. So these four guiding lines are called as asymptotes. First asymptote is starting from this point. So what is the value of sigma c? Sigma c is minus 2. Sigma c is the centroid. We will calculate. So how to calculate it? Addition of all the real parts. So where are the poles? Poles are at minus 1, 0, minus 3 and minus 4. So minus 4, minus 3, minus 1, that is minus 8 divided by p minus z, that is 4. So how to calculate sigma c? Real parts of all the poles divided by p minus z. So p minus z is 4. So minus 4, minus 3, minus 1 divided by 4. So that comes to be sigma c is equal to 2. And you will be finding that there is no root locus between minus 1 and minus 3. How to do that? We know the rule. So any point, let's say minus 2, whether it's a on root locus or not, how to test that? Check to the right side, check total number of poles and zeros. So if you're talking about minus 2, this point, or maybe minus 2.5 or maybe minus 1.5, whether root locus exists between minus 1 and minus 3. So take any value between minus 1 and minus 3. Let's say 1.75 negative or minus 2 or minus 2.5, all those things. For all these points, you will be finding that right side, the total number of pole plus 0 is equal to 2, which is a even number. Hence, between minus 1 and minus 3, there will not be any root locus. But you check any point between 0 and minus 1. So take minus 0.5. In the right side, there is only one pole. That is pole at 0, origin. That means between 0 and minus 1, root locus will be there. Samely, you can take 3.5, 3.2, 3.9, 3.7. Towards its right side, there are total three number of, or which is odd number of poles. Hence, between minus 3 and minus 4, root locus will be there. But take minus 5, minus 6, minus 7, real axis, on real axis. Not talking about imaginary. Minus 4, minus 5, minus 6, minus 7, whether they are part of real axis root locus, or whether shall we draw root locus at minus 5, minus 6, minus 7? Answer is no. Because take minus 5, right side, how many total poles? Total 4 poles. 4 is a even number. Hence, anything less than minus 4, that means minus 4.1 to minus infinity, they will not be, I repeat, they will not be a part of root locus. So in this case, what is the real axis root locus? 0 to minus 1 and minus 3 to minus 4. And this will be the shape of root locus. Let us find all the intermediate steps and how to calculate that. The first step is p minus z. P minus z is equal to 4. So now I'll go a little fast. Real axis root locus, you are finding that root locus is existing between 0 and minus 1, because take any point, minus 0.8. Let's take right side, there is only one odd number pole. Hence, any point between 0 and minus 1, root locus will be there. Take any point between minus 1 and minus 3, take minus 2. Right side, total number of poles plus 0 is equal to 2, which is an even number. Hence, any point between minus 1 to minus 3, they are not part of root locus. Whether these points between minus 3 and minus 4, yes, they will be part of root locus, because minus 3.5, if you take right side, there are three poles, 3 is an odd number. Hence, minus 3 to minus 4 will be part of real axis root locus. Minus 5, that means left side of minus 4. Minus 5, minus 6, minus 7, absent. So here they are writing it like this. Real axis root locus is present between 0 and minus 1. So here it is yes. Absent between minus 1 and minus 3. This is the thing. Present between minus 3 and minus 4, and absent between minus 4 to minus infinity. So we are having root locus only between 0 and 1 and minus 3 and minus 4. Next is number of asymptotes. There are 4 asymptotes. You have to keep on substituting x as 0, 1, 2, 3. And if you're substituting here, we are going to get the values as 45, 135, 225, and 315. Next is what is the value of centroid. Summation of all the real parts of poles minus summation of all the real parts of zeros divided by p minus z. So poles are having real part as 0, 1, 2, 3, all negative. So divided by 4, you are finding centroid at minus 2. All those things are shown to you in the root locus plot. So now we are coming to the most important part which students find very difficult and student get clean bold. That is actually the finding of breakaway point. So somehow student find the omega marginal, k marginal also, because that is by Routh-Hurwitz criterion. But student gets clean bold in finding breakaway point. But I'll tell you, it is very easy. There is nothing difficult in that. Okay, only thing is differentiation you have to do, and everybody knows how to do differentiation. So what is that? GSHS is given k divided by s into s plus 1, s plus 3, s plus 4. What you do is 1 plus GSHS. So GSHS is open loop transfer function, 1 plus GSHS is closed loop transfer function, and you have to take numerator of that. So 1 plus GSHS, if you do, you'll find that the denominator s into s plus 1, s plus 3, s plus 4, that will go up, that will get added with k. Now if you do this multiplication, please students do this multiplication properly, because in exam in hurry you make a calculation mistake and breakaway point becomes wrong. If breakaway point becomes wrong, everything will become wrong, because breakaway point is the heart of root locus. That is the most important thing in root locus. Okay, so k critical is another thing. What is k critical? Gain at breakaway point. So that we will find later at the last stage. But first we have to find what are the breakaway points. So in this case you are finding it is s raised to 4 plus 8s cube plus 19s square plus 12s plus k. So एक तो पहले इसका Routh-Hurwitz criteria करना है step number 8 में, and from that we will find that k marginal is 26.25 or something, whatever you got, and that is one calculation. And in this step we have to do first a differentiation of the value of k. So this is the characteristic equation of the system. So you can write one line that this is the system characteristic equation. So what is the value of k? Take all the things to the right side, then differentiate with respect to s. So whenever you are differentiating it and equal to 0, ये minus रहे ना रहे कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ता है. So this is 4s cube plus 24s square plus 38 plus 12 is equal to 0. This root you can find by using calculator. Okay, so that's why we are asking you maximum 4-pole system. Why? Because dkds becomes raised to 3 s cube. Okay, if I ask you a 5-pole system, in that case dkds will become s raised to 4. You cannot solve s raised to 4 by using calculator. So this is why maximum in the exam 4-pole system will be asked to you. So this is the highest level of complicacy that you might face in the exam. Why? Because dkds, if there are 4 poles in the GSHS, in that case dkds will become s cube, and you can solve maximum s cube by using your calc. So this is the reason we are asking maximum up to 4-pole system in the exam, SCE. So S cube, whenever you are finding, there will come 3 values of breakaway point. But we have found that there are 2 values of breakaway point which are accepted. So where will the third point go? So as soon as you are solving this, so first 1 plus GSHS, if you are doing, you are finding a characteristic equation. From there, write down k is equal to all the things you take to the right hand side, then dkds equal to 0. You have to solve this equation by using calc. You can do that, and you are finding 3 values of breakaway points. One value is, so, and then you have to apply logic. Okay, so which values are possible? So first value is minus 3.58. So minus 3.58 minus 1.99, that means minus 2 power low square, and minus 0.42. Then again you have to go back to the root locus. So in the root locus we have shown that real axis root locus is existing between 0 and minus 1, and real axis root locus is existing between minus 3 and minus 4. So this minus 3.5 is a valid breakaway point, and minus 4.42 is a valid breakaway point, because breakaway point always lies, or it is always present on real axis root locus. So between 0 and minus 1, that means this point is existing between 0 and minus 1, that means this is a valid root locus, or this is a valid breakaway point. And between minus 3 and minus 4, that means minus 3.58 is also a valid breakaway point. But this is minus 1.99 minus 2 power low, that will not be on root locus, because we have seen the image and we have seen that minus 1.99, there is no root locus at minus 1.99. So this line you have to write very clearly, and each of this line is carrying marks. So whatever your consideration, whatever your understanding, that you have to show during exam, that you are doing it with proper understanding. So we have to say that now three breakaway points we have calculated from the equation of DKDS, and two of them are valid, one of them is invalid. How to say valid? So between 0 to and minus 1 real axis root locus is existing, hence minus 0.42 is accepted. Between minus 3 and minus 4 real axis root locus is existing, hence minus 3.58 is a valid root locus. But S is equal to minus 1.99 does not lie on the real axis root locus. Hence, this thing is a invalid as a breakaway point. So, what breakaway points we have found out is one is minus 0.42, another is minus 3.58. That means what we understand from the images, this 0 and minus 1, so minus 1 will go rightward, 0 will come at leftward, they will collide at minus 0.42, and then they will go upward and bend rightward and cross the geometry axis. This is the first understanding. Second understanding is this minus 3 and minus 4, they will collide at minus 3.58, and then they will go towards the left hand side of S plane, and they will be always stable. Okay, many students are leaving the meet. Thank you for that. I just wanted to check those who understand, they are leaving the meet. So the real fun is coming afterward. Step 7 not required because there is no roots which are imaginary. So let it be. Okay. Now there is coming characteristic equation and finding what is the uh, k marginal and omega marginal. So if you are doing this, so s is to 4, 8s cube, 19s square, 12s plus k. In that case, 1, 19 and k, they are the top line, s raised to 4. S cube is 8 and 12, and then you solve by the same rule, that is 8 into 19 minus 1 into 12 divided by 8, you will find 17.5. Then 8k minus 0 by 8, this is k, and then cross multiplication, this is the value, and accordingly. So finally what you have to say is, for this first column to be all same sign, all positive, 8k or 210 minus 8k, this should be greater than 0. That means k value maximum should be 26.25. So maximum if k is 26.25, we are finding that this is 0. That means k value should be less than 26.25. So k marginal is 26.25. This is the first thing you have found. Second thing, how to find omega marginal. So you substitute this value of k, 26.25, in the above equation. Above equation is 17.5 s square plus k. K value we have found 26.25. So if you are doing that, 17s square plus k marginal is equal to 0. You are finding here. That means 17.5 s square is equal to minus k marginal. That means minus 26.25. That means s is equal to plus minus j root 2. So this you divide. So s square is equal to minus, it will come 1 point something. And 1 point something means minus means j square. So it is j square into 1 point something. If you take the root of that, you will be finding plus minus 1.22j. So in that case, you will be finding that this crossover frequency is 1.22j. This crossover frequency is minus 1.22j. And in that case, you are going to find that this is the whole root locus. Finally, you are supposed to find out what is k critical. That means whenever the systems are at zeta is equal to 1 or breakaway point, how much are the critical gain, or which are the gains for which the breakaway points are occurring. So that was not solved in this numerical, so I have done it. So what we have to do is k breakaway points are at minus 0.42 and minus 3.58. Okay, likewise. So k critical is gain at breakaway point GSH is equal to 1. This is the formula for breakaway point gain, or k critical. So k critical is equal to s into s plus 1, s plus 3, s plus 4. Then you substitute s is equal to minus 0.42. Okay, then you will be finding that denominator, it will be coming 2.25. So just take it here. So you are finding that k critical is equal to 2.25. So whenever we are having gain of 2.25, that is we are having at frequency. So there is a frequency s. At s is equal to minus 0.42, we are having gain of 2.25. And there we are having the breakaway point at 0.42. Same way you can substitute here minus 3.58, and here also minus 3.58. I think you will be getting the same value of k critical. Okay, so this finishes the experiment. This finishes the 4 pole root locus, and it looks like this. So all these things you have to draw very neatly and you have to explain. Okay, so this finishes one of the numericals. I took 45 minutes to explain. Now I'll be going very fast. Here there is coming something new. So let us do this numerical first. Now let us see the different fun of root locus. What is this case? This case is all the poles are real, all the zeros are real, but in this case, one zero is kept at -4. So complication starts now. And another thing I have given here is one root locus, one pole I have given at right side. So GS is this, GSHS is the same because HS equal to 1. In this case, what will be the root locus? So P minus Z in this case. So there are, first step you have to draw the poles. So one pole we have drawn at 1. This is a unstable pole. That means this part of root locus from 1 to 0, this part of the root locus is a unstable part of root locus. So some part of the root locus is unstable for certain gain. Then for certain gain, it is entering the negative side. That means from here, k is equal to 0 up to this is the stable part of root locus. Same thing, real axis root locus, whether it's a part of root locus or not. Yes, it is a part of root locus because this point 0, okay, 0 is a part of root locus or not. You have to see. Check the right side. There is only one pole here. So 1 is the odd number. That means 1 to -2. This will be a whole part of root locus. -3, whether it is on root locus, check the right side. Total number of pole plus 0 is even number. That means -2 to -4, there will not be any root locus. Last one, 1 0 is here. Okay, and something is shown here, but I will tell you exactly how the shape of root locus is, and accordingly we will see how it looks like. So it is shown that real axis root locus, but this arrow is from here to that side. But generally, whenever we are doing 0, whenever we are showing 0, arrow is shown towards the 0. Okay, that means one root locus, one out of these two will come and enter this -4. So how the root locus in this case will look like, nobody knows. Let us see. This numerical also we'll see in MATLAB. So this is a very critical numerical because you are finding there is one pole and there are two pole and one zero. So one of the pole will end in one of the zero. This is what we will see. And two poles are there. So 1 0 is there. That means one of the pole will end in one of the zero and the another pole will go to infinity. This is what we are going to see. And how the root locus looks like, पहले से दिखा देता हूँ. Okay, and you will be amazed. This is how the root locus looks like. Okay, so it will start from here. I'm not saying which pole. So it will come here, then break away. It goes like this, and it comes back, and it will end up in 1 0. So this is one pole, this is another pole, and this is 0. 0 is at -4. So there are two poles at k is equal to 0. One is at 0 and another is at -2. That means there are two poles and there is 1 0 all around real axis. So you are finding that this 0 to -2 is a real axis root locus. This -4 to -infinity is also a real axis root locus. Why? Because just check 5. Is this point -5 on root locus? Answer is yes, because -5 के right side में देखो, total number of pole plus 0 is equal to 3. 3 is an odd number. Hence, -5 will be on root locus. -10, right side में देखो, 2 pole 1 0. That means it will be on root locus because total number of pole plus 0 in the right side of the point -10. Okay, so I'm talking about real axis root locus now. So all this from -4 up to -infinity, every point, any point you just take and look towards right side, you'll be finding that there are total number of pole plus 0 is equal to 3. 2 real pole, 1 real 0. So 3 is an odd number. Hence, -4 to -infinity, everything will be a real axis root locus. But there will be no root locus between -2 and -4. Check -3. Right side, total number of pole plus 0, 2 poles. 2 is an even number. Hence, between -2 and -4, you check any point, there will not be a real part of root locus. So how will the root locus be here in this case? ये सबसे फिरकी वाला numerical है. So one root will come from here 0, another root is here -2. They will come and collide at a breakaway point. Breakaway point is at -0.83. We can calculate that by the same process. But in this case, DKDS will be a little difficult because 0 is there. As soon as 0 is there, that's what I'm telling you, those who are leaving the meeting in between, every numerical is different. And if you're with me, for every numerical, you will be the gainer. So between 0 to -2, there will be a breakaway point. So we have found it at -0.83. This process will be a little difficult, and nothing else. There will be only one breakaway point. So these two poles will come closer. They will collide at -0.83. Then they will bend. Then they will bend towards the left side. Question is, sir, कैसे समझेगा it will bend towards the left side? Because -4 is there in the left side of both the poles. In that case, we will find that one of these two poles, this is +1 and this is -2, one of these two poles will end in this -4. That means the whole root locus has to go to the left hand side. And very biggest property we have found that root locus is always even with respect to x-axis. So ऊपर भी जो होगा नीचे भी वही होगा. That means if one root is flowing like this, the other root also will be flowing like this. Okay, so these are all the properties which we have to put together to understand what is the root locus. So there are two poles. One pole is starting from 1, another pole is starting from -2. They will collide at -0.83. One will go up and they will come here. Okay, and another root will come at this point and they will go to the left side. So this thing maybe I don't know exactly. In MATLAB, if we do, we will find which of the root, so either this 1 or -2, which is coming to this -4. So any of these two will come to the -4. The other one, whichever is coming to -4 and getting ended, so pole and zero, it's a couple, it's like hole and electron. Okay, so एक pole से एक zero में जाएगा, दूसरा pole से जो produce होगा, they will go to the infinity. Now here there is another concept of, this is called break-in point. Okay, so ये लिख के रखो this numerical. What is this numerical? There are two real pole and there is one real zero, and the poles are in the left side and zero is in the right side. ये numerical पूरा change हो जाएगा if we keep दो pole and उसके बीच में एक zero रखेंगे. So this zero will be kept in between. So maybe one pole is at 0, another pole is at 10, -10, and another 0 is at -3. Then what will be the root locus or a pair key? We will see that. So in this case, we are finding that this is the breakaway point. That means from -0.83, one root locus will go up, another root locus will come down, and again they are going to meet on one point. So this point is called as break-in point. Though it is written here breakaway, I call it break-in point. Okay, that means they will join at a certain point on real axis, and then from there one will come to the -4. So that is a closure end. That means एक pole एक zero में खत्म हुआ, and another will go to -infinity, because in this case p minus z is equal to 1. What is meant by p minus z is equal to 1? It means that one root locus will go to infinity, but there are two poles. That means two root locus will be produced. One root locus will go to infinity because p minus z is equal to 1. So दूसरा root locus किधर जाएगा? It will end in 0. So just check here. This is a 0 and root locus is coming toward it. So that's why whenever there will be imaginary 0, we will calculate angle of arrival to the zeros, because 0 में आके root locus खत्म होता है. And whenever there is an imaginary pole, from there we will calculate angle of departure, because root locus pole से चालू होकर depart करता है. And angle of arrival is calculated at 0, angle of departure is calculated at pole. So all those things we are going to see. So ये होता कैसा है, we will see on the next day, or today also we can check, because almost some part we have done. And in this case you are finding that there will be only one asymptotic angle. So sigma c, theta c, how to calculate, because in this case there is only one asymptote we have to draw, because only one root locus is going to infinity. So what is the value? We will see in this case. So it will be 180 degree. Substitute all the values. So let us see. So between 1 and -2, there is the real axis root locus. From -4 to -infinity, there will be real axis root locus. In this case, calculate the number of asymptotes. So p minus z is 1. That means there will be one asymptote which will go to infinity. That means x value will be 0. So 2 into 0 plus 1 into 180 degree, that is 180 degree divided by p minus z. That means beta 0 is equal to 180 degree. And starting from, where will it start from? So what is the value of sigma c centroid? That is, this is 1, this is minus 2, this is minus 4. So minus 2 plus 1. Okay, because addition of all the real values of pole minus addition of all the real values of 0. So sigma c you are calculating. You are calculating sigma c. So sigma c I think is calculated on the previous, or it is not calculated anywhere. So first add all the real values of pole. So that is minus 2 plus 1, that is minus 1, minus of all the real values of zeros. That means minus 1 plus 4. Minus 1 plus 4 is uh, plus 3. Plus 3 divided by 2. That means 1.5. So in this case, sigma c will be 1.5. And from 1.5 points, 1.5 is somewhere here, plus 1.5. There you have to draw a line which is going to the 180 degree in the left hand side. So this is actually the direction of that theta c or beta. That is 180 degree. Okay, and that's why this root locus is actually following to the left hand side. So all those things are not very important. Only one thing is important. So root locus also, sorry, this omega marginal, k marginal also you can do. Only one thing is difficult here, that is finding of breakaway point, because here you have to do DKDS in a different way. 1 plus GSHS, and the difference in this case, every numerical is different. I'm telling you, those who are living, be careful. So in this case, there is a 0 here. Okay, that's why the calculation of k will become different. So now we are doing what? S plus 2, S minus 1. So that is S square plus S minus 2 if you are multiplying. So 1 plus GSHS, uska numerator lena hai. So in that case, in this case, you will be finding that k ke saath ek S multiply hoke aa raha hai. So in this case, k value is not only a polynomial, but it's a ratio of polynomials. Why this ratio of polynomial happening? Because there is a 0 at the numerator of GSHS. So in this case, you have to apply this DKDS. If you are doing, you have to apply this division rule of differentiation. यहाँ पे student मार खा जाते हैं because they are not able to do the division rule of differentiation, and that is also very easy. So this is the maximum level of difficulty you can have. So please practice this kind of numericals where 0 is there. As soon as there is a 0, that means S plus 4 is there, so S is equal to minus 4, 1 plus GSHS. If you are doing, you're finding that S plus 2 into S minus 1 into K into S plus 4. That means what is the value of K? S square plus S minus 2, negative of that. So this should be whole negative. That is minus S square minus S plus 2 divided by S plus 4. Now ये U by V form में आ गया. So how to find the differentiation of that? And उसका सिर्फ numerator लेना है. Okay. So सिर्फ numerator लेना है. That means this will be S plus 4 whole square. Then S plus 4 and numerator का differentiation with respect to S. So this is minus 2S minus 1. Minus numerator whatever part is there and S plus 4 का differentiation, that is 1. And now you have to solve the numerator, and you will be finding that solving the numerator, it is minus S square minus 8S minus 6. So only take the numerator part of that. So A by B is equal to 0 means A is equal to 0. But you have to come to this point, and you have to come to this point means K is equal to polynomial of S divided by polynomial of S. Why this is S plus 4? Because in GSHS there is a 0 there. So that's why this thing becomes little tricky. And in this case you have to find DKDS, and after finding DKDS you are finding S square plus 4. इसका कोई और function नहीं है, just discard that, take only the numerator part. So if you are just calculating the numerator part, you will be getting it is minus S square minus 8S plus 6 or S square plus 8S plus 6. Solve that. You are going to get two values of breakaway points you are going to get. One is in between 1 and minus 2. Another will be in the left side of S plane. And both are valid. So minus 0.83 is also valid breakaway point. Minus 7.16 is not a breakaway point, but it's a break-in point. And both these points have to be on real part of root locus. So just remember the values, minus 0.83 and minus 7.16. Minus 0.83 is between 1 and minus 2. So minus 0.83 is somewhere here. Is it on root locus? Answer is yes, because between 1 and minus 2, root locus exists, real axis root locus. Another is minus 7.13. So is it a valid break-in point or breakaway point, whatever? It is also a valid. So as soon as you get these two values, then some shape of the root locus start popping in your mind. That it will break from here and then it will break in here. Okay, then it will break from minus 0.83, come down, and then it will come and join at minus 7.13. So this 1 comes to minus 0.83 for certain gain, then it goes up and then it comes to minus 0.7.13 and then it goes inward and joins to minus 4. What happens to this 2? Minus 2, then it comes here minus 0.83, then break out, break away, then it comes and joins to minus 7.13 and from minus 7.13 it goes away towards infinity. So this calculation of so this you can keep a screenshot, this calculation of breakaway point and break in point. So at break in point also zeta is equal to 1 and you can calculate k critical at break in point. That means whatever is GSH is given to us, that is k into s plus 4 divided by some values. What was that? S minus 1 into s plus 2. So whatever these values are given, okay, so this whole mod is equal to 1 and you can substitute two values of s. One value of s you can substitute as minus 0.83, another value you can substitute as minus 7.13 and you can find out two values of a critical. So this is how the root locus looks like. So these two root locus I will upload in the group today. So you just
Sir,
keep on finding.
excuse me.
Any doubt?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Sir, how can we find root locus is lies between that poles 2 points, sir, before calculating breakaway point?
What is the rule? What is the rule you understood? Have
Sir,
you understood this?
yes, I understood, sir.
Okay, have you
Stepping,
understood why root locus is not there between minus 2 and minus 4?
yes, sir, yes, sir.
That is clear, right?
No, sir. How we find the root locus is between minus 1 and minus 2?
That is what I'm asking. Have you understood that point? Point number 2, root locus construction. So minus, let's say minus 1. Okay, whether minus was in on root locus or it is not on root locus. Have you understood that? So what to do? Uska right side mein dekho. How many poles and zeros are there? Just check minus 1, this point, whether it's on root locus or root locus exists at minus 1 or not. How to check that? So just say minus 1. Uske right side mein dekho. How many poles and zeros are there? Hello,
One,
Abhishek?
one pole, sir.
One pole. One is even number or odd number?
Odd number, sir.
That means minus 1 will be on root locus. If it is
Okay.
odd number, that means it will be on root locus. Minus 1.9. So just keep on answering my question. Minus 1.9. Uske right side mein dekho. How many poles and zeros are there?
One, sir.
1. 1 is even number or odd number?
Odd numbers.
That means minus 1.9 will be on root locus. Minus 3. Minus 3 के right side में देखो. How many poles and zeros are there?
One pole and one zero, sir.
नहीं, तुम गलत देख रहे हो. -3 is somewhere here. उसके right side में देखो.
Right side, sir. One
Right
pole.
side always. Rule is written. You have to go through the technical material. So -3 or minus 2.2 or -3 or minus 3.7 or minus 3.9. हर एक के right side में how many poles and zeros are there?
Two poles, sir.
2 pole. 2 is a even number or odd number?
Even numbers.
So there will be no root locus. That means between -2 to -4, any point you take. What are the points between -2 and -4? It can be -2.1, it can be -2.3, -2.5, up to -3.9. All these points will not be on root locus. There will be not their root locus will not be there between -2 and -4. Why? Because any point you take -2.2. Okay, उसके right side में देखो कितना pole है, कितना zeros है. -2.2 right side.
Two poles, sir.
2 pole. 2 is a even number or odd number?
Even numbers.
So 2.2 is not on root locus. -2.5 देखो right side, even or odd?
Even, sir. Two poles.
Even means it is not a part of root locus. But take -1.5. -1.5 उसके right side में देखो how many poles and zeros?
One pole, sir.
One pole. One is even number or odd number?
Odd numbers.
That means it will be on root locus. अभी समझ में आया?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Take -5. Right side, how many poles and zeros together, total number?
3, sir.
3. 3 is even number or odd number?
Odd numbers.
That means minus 5 will be on root locus. Take minus 100. Suppose this point is minus 100. Look at its right side. How many total poles and zeros?
3, sir.
Even number or odd number?
Odd numbers.
That means it will be on root locus. अभी समझ में आया?
Yes.
अभी मैं तुमको ये बताता हूँ. You are asking it, but 80% of you people who are sitting there did not understand this point, but nobody dared to ask. So I congratulate you. I thank you कि तुमने पूछा बोल के बाकी लोगों को ये समझ में आया. यही एक कंसेप्ट है विच इज वेरी इजी कंसेप्ट. बाद में फटाक से समझ जाएगा सबको, बट शुरू में ये समझता नहीं है. सो यू हैव टू टेक एवरी पॉइंट. यू हैव टू टेक एवरी पॉइंट. So any point where you are finding right side is even number of poles and zeros, that point is not on root locus. That means you won't have to draw real axis root locus on that. So any point between -2 to -4, yesterday's numerical also I was shouting on this point. Many people did not understand, but they don't care. Oh, meeting ऐसे ही चालू रख के जाता है. It's good that you ask this, and I'm happy to explain. Anybody still having doubt, you can ask me. So check any point. Check any point, and you have to on real axis obviously, and you have to test whether this point root locus exists or not. So if you're taking minus 1.5, right side mein dekho, total number of poles and zero is 1. 1 is an odd number. That means minus 1.5 will be on root locus. That means root locus will be there on minus 1.5. The same property follows between 1 to -2. So this length is 3 actually. Right side the length is 1 and left side length is 2. So on this 3 length, the whole 3 length will be having a real axis root locus. But from -2 to -4, length is 2. This is not a part of real axis root locus because any point you take on this between -2 to -4, any point, -3.9, -2.5, -3, right side total number of pole and zero is equal to even number. And whenever you are finding even number, that means that part is not on root locus. And any point which is less than -4 and going up to minus infinity, less than -4 means -5, -6, -7. Any point here, any point, absolutely, -1000, -2000, any point. उसके right side में देखो total number of pole and zero is equal to 3, which is an odd number. That means from less than -4 up to minus infinity, the whole part will be a part of root locus.
Sir, why?
Because it's a property. Because it's a property, and why it is, you are finding from the root locus characteristics. Okay, so if there was another pole at, suppose -4, there was a pole here, and -5 there was a pole here. So what is the way I had explained this numerical, previous numerical? 0 and -1, there are 2 poles. 3 and 4, there are 2 poles. So what will happen, as you are increasing the gain, this pole will come here, this pole will come here, they will collide. After collision, they will not remain on real axis. They will be going in the imaginary axis direction. And this 0 and -1, whenever they are coming and they are colliding each other, and then they will be shifting towards the upward side. So it is not, it is property which is found from the calculation. So you just take, what I suggest, Mohit, you are asking, you just take this characteristic equation. You are just taking this characteristic equation, k value, and k ka different values isme bitao. Just keep on solving for k. Okay, so just keep on putting different values of k here and just calculate karte raho. What are the 3 values of s? Kitna value of s aayega yahan pe? There will be 2 values of s. Okay, you will be finding, because it's actually a movement of 2 poles. Okay, so tum k ka value 0 se infinity substitute karo yahan pe, and you will be finding the same thing whatever you are drawing. Ye koi rocket science nahi hai, this is very simple mathematics. Substitute k value from 0 to infinity, and you will be finding that always it will be equation of s square. S square means there will come 2 values of s, and whatever is the property of those 2 pole propagation, that we are finding by using property. And लोगों ने जो देखा है, they have made this property, that is how to draw these things. So this property is made by those people after observation. That means they have found out that if 2 poles are there side by side, if they are colliding, then they will be breaking in the y direction if k is increased. And if there is a zero here, that means one of these two poles have to come and enter here, another pole will go to infinity. So whatever they have observed after calculation, from there they have found out all these properties. But while telling you all, I'm telling you first the property which was actually observed. Somebody has proposed it. Evans. Okay, so then the name was given. The Evans have proposed it. So he has seen all these properties, and from there he has made the rules. So rules पहले नहीं आया. First, they have done it the way I had shown the first numerical, that is s square plus 4s plus k. Keep on changing the value of k, keep on getting different values of s, and then plot the s, and you are finding the root locus. So those things were initially there. What Evans have done is he has judged all those properties, he has mixed all those properties, and he has found out these rules. So rule पहले बाद में नहीं, first observation, and from there rules are produced, and those rules I'm actually telling you. So how to draw the root locus in a shortcut? So if this kind of pole position is given, it will happen like that. But they have observed it first, and then this rule was drawn. Mohit, is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so कुछ समझ में नहीं आ रहा है तो क्या करना है? ये इक्वेशन लेना है, characteristic equation whatever is there, and keep on solving different for different values of s, sorry, different values of k, not for s. Keep on substituting different values of k, और देखो पोल का वैल्यू कहाँ होता है, and वो सॉल्व करते जाओ, and देखना कि यही जो रूट लोकस तुमको दिख रहा है यही दिखेगा तुमको. Okay, so it is like that. I wanted to show you this numerical. So this is the last numerical we are seeing. I plan to show you 3, but we will see only this 2 numerical, and we will go for MATLAB response now. So what I mean to say is here, this is the only difference. What is the difference? Difference is in this case there is a 0, and whenever there is a 0, after you are solving for k will come in this fashion: numerator divided by denominator. There, if you are trying to find out dkds, what you have to do is denominator square, and numerator में क्या रहेगा? Denominator and differentiation of numerator. So this minus 2s minus 1 is nothing but d ds of minus s square minus s plus 2, and in this case minus is very important. So if there is no 0, in that case ये minus का कोई meaning नहीं है. But if there is a 0 here, k is multiplied with a s polynomial, this is coming at the denominator like this. In this case, numerator negative is having very big meaning. You cannot ignore it at that time. Okay, so in this case dkds is equal to 0. So s plus 4 square, s plus 4 d ds of minus s square minus s plus 2, so that is minus 2s minus 1. This is the minus of the formula. Then minus s square minus s plus 2 multiplied by d ds of s plus 4, and then take this numerator, it will be given like this, that equal to 0. Some minus उड़ा दो. Then you are finding there are 2 values of breakaway point. So these 2 are not breakaway point, one is breakaway point, another is break in point. Likewise, and minus 0.83 is breakaway point because they are between 2 poles. So whenever 2 poles are side by side, उसके बीच में से breakaway point रहता है. मैं और एक 0 दे सकता था यार. So I told you yesterday about that numerical 2 0 and 2 pole. Okay, so if 2 zeros are like this, sorry, 2 poles are like this and 2 zeros are like this, so breakaway point will be there in between 2 poles, and break in point will be there between 2 zeros. So एक pole यहाँ से ऐसा आएगा, ऊपर से ऐसा जाके this pole will enter this minus 4. Another pole will start from minus 2, come to the breakaway point, come here at break in point, and will end in another 0. तो अभी हम लोग करते हैं, we will very shortly do a MATLAB, and we will take exactly this kind of root locus and